Hello, Therese. How are you today?
Hi, not really well.
And what's wrong with you today? You have?
I, I have runny nose and cough.
All right, this can happen sometimes, no? So we just need to take care of ourselves. And Annie, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. So what
That-
about you, Miss Letty?
Oh, that's nice to hear. So we're going to spend a nice little time reading the second part of Cinderella. So with your help, we will do part 2. So Therese, would you like to start to read? Thank you.
Okay, the royal ball. Later that day, Cinderella heard a knock on the door. Open in the name of the king, said the royal messenger. He handed Cinderella an invitation. When her stepmother read the invitation aloud, Drizella and Anastasia became excited. Each imagined the prince falling in love with her.
So we have here knock on the door. This funny looking gentleman here is the mailman bringing the invitation, and we see Cinderella busy doing her chores. Do you know the names of any of these characters, Annie? This woman here that looks so mean and not very nice.
No, I don't know. I never read it.
Right. And you, Teresa, do you know her name?
No, I don't.
Right. So I will help both of you. She is the stepmother, the wicked stepmother. And these are her two daughters, who are Cinderella's step sisters, because the mother married the father. And when the father died, the mother kept Cinderella, but as a maid. So here we can see that they are giving out the invitation to a ball. I thought this word was very unusual, a ball, because we think of something round, circular to play a game with. But here it refers to a dance, a very important or elegant dance where people get dressed up. Right, so off you go, Annie. Can you see it?
Could you zoom
Make
in,
it
please?
bigger. Right,
Yeah.
okay, off you go.
Okay. Why? That means I can go too, she said. The stepsisters laughed. Every eligible maiden is supposed to attend, answered Cinderella. Surprisingly, her stepmother agreed. I don't see why you can't go. If you get all your work done and if you can find something suitable to wear.
Right, so the word here, maiden, is an old word for young woman. And eligible means that she is able to get married. So she'll be single, young, etc. And I think here when the stepmother says that Cinderella can go to the ball, she's being sarcastic because she's thinking she has too much work to do. And also she will be thinking that she has nothing suitable to wear for the ball. So, Teresa, what can you see in this second picture? We can see Cinderella.
I can see Cinderella holding a pink dress. Over the dress there are two little birds. Um, Also on the floor I can see neat elements.
So these are sewing. I think you refer to the scissors, to the cotton or the thread. So this could be a sewing basket, right? This could be a sewing basket. So we can imagine Cinderella, with the help of her two friends, are going to try and sew something so she's able to go to the ball. Right, Annie, are you ready? I'm going to make it bigger. Off you go.
Yes, thank you. Cinderella raced to her room and found a dress that had belonged to her mother. With a little stitching, she could make it pretty. As Cinderella worked on the dress, her stepmother and stepsister called for her and gave her many chores. Get them done quickly, said her stepmother.
So they're not being very nice to her because they're asking her to do more housework, washing clothes and all different things while she's trying to prepare the dress. So here, Teresa, you get another picture. What can we see here?
We can see 3 little
Mice.
having fun. Mice having fun while they are sewing, and a little blue bird over them. I think is helping holding a pink
A
ball,
ribbon.
a ribbon.
Right.
Okay.
So here we have Cinderella's little friends, because as she's been so nice to all these animals, I think they want to help her make the dress while she's so busy. So here we have 3 mice, as you said, and this here is a needle, a sewing needle, and we have some thread. So they're preparing all the different parts of the dress while Cinderella is so busy. Right, Annie, can you look at this picture here?
Yes, it is a pink dress. On the top, right?
Yeah.
With how many birds? Maybe 3 birds. Oh no, 3 birds. Oh, 2. So what is the else? It is the mice. The
yeah,
mice.
so you've got 1, 2, and 3 mice.
Oh, 3. Okay. Oh, they like working together to help her out, I guess, to make things done. I think it is to fix, or maybe to fix the dress out, and then with accessories.
Yeah, so they put accessories on the dress. And here we have this character here. His name is Gus. And he's a little funny character. This is Cinderella's favorite mouse. And I think if I remember correctly, he's called Jack. So they're putting ribbons and a sash here on the dress. And Gus has got some beads. He's got some beads, these little round things, right? So you can use beads for around your neck maybe, or you could put them on the dress, whichever is better. Right, are we ready to rest? You can do, oh, I pushed the button too quickly. I will make this bigger so you can read this part.
Cinderella finally finished her chores and went to her room. Then she realized it was too late to get ready for the ball. She was so sad. Suddenly, the mice yelled, "Surprise!" They showed Cinderella the beautiful gown. "Oh, thank you so much," she cried.
Now, gown, we use this word for an expensive, elegant dress to go to the ball, right? So this is a gown. And as you can see, it's got ribbons in the shape of a bow. And Cinderella didn't think she could sew the dress, but the little animals surprised her. But something else happened, Annie. What else happened?
Oh, it is to read or to explain the picture?
First of all, you can do the reading and then you can explain the picture.
Okay. Cinderella put on the gown and hurried to join her stepfamily. But when her jealous stepsister recognized their old sash and beads, they torn Cinderella's gown to shreds.
Now, to shreds means into small pieces, right?
Pieces,
so
yeah.
Depends how you break something. If it's paper, material, etc., you would use a different word in English. So shreds are very small pieces. Like if you remember in the office, there is a shredding machine that makes it into very small pieces. And the ugly sister is jealous of how well Cinderella looks. So she starts to destroy the gown. No, she starts to destroy the gown. And we will see what happens next. So Teresa, if you can read the next one.
Cinderella's friends watched sadly as they wept in the garden. It's no use, she sobbed. Nothing will help. At that moment, bright, sparkling lights began floating and swirling around Cinderella.
Right. So as her dress has been very cruelly destroyed, she's so upset, no? And her friends, the horse and the bloodhound, are looking. And she's so sad. So here we see another picture of her crying. Now, there are two words here, wept and to sob. It's different way of crying, right? So if anyone wants to look that up in the dictionary to clarify a little bit more. So to weep is to cry, and to sob, maybe it's more like like that. It's different ways of crying, right? So it's very difficult for me to explain. And here we can see the sparkling lights. Any ideas of who this is or what this is? This sparkling light, who is coming?
I don't know the name in English, but the magical woman that helped her.
So the fairy godmother,
The
the fairy godmother, right? So Annie, would you like to read this?
Yes, I would love to see. Poof, Cinderella's fairy godmother appeared. Dry the tears, she told Cinderella. You can't go to the ball looking like that. But I'm not going, said Cinderella. Of course you are, replied the fairy godmother.
Right, so tears are the pieces of water that falls from your eyes when you are crying, no? The tears. And she told her to cheer up because she can't go to the ball. So, Teresa, this is the fairy godmother in this story. There are many pictures of fairy godmothers, no? So, describe what you are seeing here in this picture.
I can see the Cinderella's fairy godmother trying to make her stop crying, and because she thinks she's not going to the party because of the destroyed dress, but the god's fairy mother came to help her.
Right. So the fairy godmother, look at her face. Does it look kind, that face? No, it looks loving and kind, and they're looking at each other, they're staring at each other, and she's trying to console Cinderella so she feels better, no? Right, then Annie, let's see what happens now.
What's the written? I couldn't see. She waved her magic wand over a pumpkin and a regal coach appeared. Oh, it's beautiful, said Cinderella, and fairy godmother waved her wand again.
So this is the wand.
Her wand.
This is the wand in her hand, and to wave is to move it. No, to wave is to move. Poof, like that. So she takes a pumpkin, which is a vegetable, and she makes it into, now regal means like a royal coach, right? So the pumpkin becomes the coach, okay? And I don't think there's any more words there that we have to, and the fairy godmother is changing everything and using her magic. Right, Therese, the next one.
Jack and Goose and two other mice turned into 4 beautiful white horses. Then she changed Major the horse into the coach driver and Bruno the dog into the footman.
Right. So we can't see very well here, but there is a dog. Here's the dog. So this is Bruno, and he was changed as well. And these 4 little mice became beautiful white horses. So each thing, a Major, let's see what Major is the big horse, no? Major is the coach driver. So Major would sit here at the front and the dog would sit at the back to open the door or close the door. That would be his job. Right, so we can see before we carry on, the 4 white horses, the coach. Here's the coach driver, and here is the footman. Right. So, Annie, what can you see in our first picture?
The Cinderella wear the beautiful dress and like turning around.
Yeah, so she's
then,
showing
what
off,
is it?
no?
With
Right.
beautiful, what is it, shoes?
Slippers, glass slippers. On her feet,
Slippers.
glass
Yeah.
slippers.
Oh,
So here
glass
we can
slippers.
see her beautiful gown, which the godmother has magically made for her. And she's wearing a headband in her hair and a choker around her neck. And she looks very happy with what is happening, no? Right, so Annie, you are going to read the next one. Off you go.
Next, the fairy godmother turned Cinderella dress into a beautiful gown. In a flash, and I couldn't see properly because it's covered by my picture, the text. I couldn't see. In a flash, there were also tiny glass slippers for her feet. On the stroke of midnight, the spell
Will
is
be
covered by my
broken.
picture. Will be broken. The fairy godmother wants, what is that? I think
Want everything.
everything will be as before.
So the godmother made one
Oh.
condition, that everything would change at 12 o'clock midnight. And Cinderella must be careful to leave the ball before them, because otherwise the 4 white horses will go 2 miles, the pumpkin will go, the coach will go back to a pumpkin. So all these beautiful things are fine until midnight, but at midnight, everything will change. Right, are we ready? Therese, the glass slipper.
The glass sleeper. The ball was just beginning when Cinderella arrived. She climbed the long staircase. Oh, how happy I am, she thought.
And Annie, what do you see in the picture?
Yeah, the Cinderella entering the stage, and
Yeah.
then I don't know what is it. Yeah,
And what about
with
this here?
with the what is it? I don't know the names of the lamp. The
Oh, the
huge lamp.
chandelier. This is a
Oh,
chandelier.
chandelier. Okay, chandelier.
So we can see the people on the red carpet entering the ball, and at the end you have the prince, and there's hundreds of people, and there is a chandelier at the top of the picture.
Oh,
and then in the second picture, Annie, what do you suppose is the second picture?
Oh, the prince.
Right.
The
Prince
with,
Charming. Prince Charming, the prince. And he is there waiting for all his guests, no? He's waiting for all his guests. Right. Are we ready today?
Welcoming the guests, yeah.
The king and the Grand Duke watched as the maidens walked forward to meet the prince. The prince was unimpressed with them all. Then he noticed Cinderella.
So he didn't like anybody as they were approaching and they were saying hello, etc. He didn't like it. But then he saw Cinderella. And what happened, Danny, when he saw Cinderella?
And entrance, he walked past all the other maidens and led Cinderella into the ballroom. They began to dance.
So entranced means that he couldn't believe his eyes, no? So he really liked Cinderella. So, Teresa, what are we seeing here? First do the reading and then we'll look at the picture.
They danced every dance until the clock began to strike midnight. Boom, boom.
Right.
We can see in the picture the prince and Cinderella dancing together. They are looking at each other. Maybe they fell in love with each other.
So they're gazing into each other's eyes, no? They're looking at each other romantically, no? Right.
Yeah.
So now, Annie, what do we see here? We see the staircase. This is the staircase. And what else do we see?
She left the only one of the glass. What is it? Glass
Glass slippers.
Yeah, left behind, and she looks like go down through the stairs. Go down, and then maybe it is broken or what happened with the.
We will
with
see
the
later,
glass.
no? So
Yeah,
as she's running so
and
fast,
worry. So looks
Yeah.
worried, right?
she looks afraid, worried, and as she's running so fast, one of the slippers falls off her foot, right? Falls off one of her feet. Right, Annie, read me the next
I
one.
must go. Oh, come on. I couldn't see. Oh my goodness. Just the normal one, the normal picture. The
Oh,
normal
you want
size.
the normal one? Okay, then.
Oh, this is the normal. I couldn't see.
Which do you want?
Come on, Teresa. Only because I couldn't see. Yeah.
Okay. I must go. Cinderella cried in a panic, freeing her hand from the prince. As she fled, she lost a glass slipper on the staircase. The clock sounded as the coach raced from the palace. It was midnight.
So she was so enchanted with the prince and he with her that Cinderella didn't realize what time it was. Now here it said to free her hand, so they were dancing together and she took her hand away from the prince. And to flee, or here, fled, is to run fastly from one place to another. So you were here and you fled means you ran away, right? You ran away. And it tells us about it being 12 o'clock. Okay, Annie.
The horses were mice again. Oh, Cinderella was in rags, but she still had one glass slippers.
Right, so here we see the horse Major. He's turned back into his original way, and Cinderella is back into her old clothes. Right, Teresa.
The next morning, the prince proclaimed that he would marry the girl who had lost her slipper at the ball. Find her, roared the king. The Grand Duke will check every house in the kingdom for a maiden whose foot fit the glass slipper.
So here we have the slipper, and everyone is going to try with their foot to see if it's the right size, to see if it will fit, right? So to fit means the right size and everything's comfortable. Right, Annie, can you read the next one?
Yes, I can. The Cinderella was so happy. She eagerly waited the Grand Duke's visit. No matter what Drizella and Anastasia ordered Cinderella to do, she nodded dreamily. Cinderella's stepfamily could not understand the reason for her joy. Oh.
Yeah, as she was busy doing the housework, she couldn't understand why she was happy, but soon she will realize. Right, Teresa.
Then the weak stepmother realized that it must have been Cinderella who was the prince's favorite at the ball. She locked Cinderella in her room.
So to lock her in the room means she took a key and shut the door with the key. So that is to lock. And Annie, to finish, what about this picture?
The weak look at the what is that Cinderella and the Cinderella,
wicked stepmother.
The wicked stepmother, yeah. Look at the Cinderella, and then the Cinderella look like kind of surprised or shocking, and also what is that? A mouse.
Yeah, her best friend.
Okay, and in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh,
so we see.
I think is it from the door?
Yeah.
From
so we're looking through the
in
mirror.
The opposite side.
Yeah, so we're looking through the mirror and we can see the stepmother locking the door with the key. And Cinderella looks like she can't believe what is happening. And that's why she looks so shocked and so surprised. Right, So that is the end of part 2. And we hope that our viewers will watch part 2 with us and then follow on with part 3. So girls, thank you for helping me and explaining a little bit about this story. So see you again, girls. Bye.
Bye.